I'm Peter SIdwell and I'm here with Jewson to cook this amazing chicken pie recipe. It's absolutely delicious and we'll get started. Take 2 or 3 cloves of garlic and then back of your knife, unwrap it. Let's get this garlic chopped up nice and fine. Bring it all together and then just run your knife through it. Okay. And then a little sprinkle of salt works as abrasive, and then you use the back of your knife so that you crush it right down. And then what you'd end up with is not big chunks of garlic, you end up with a really lovely puree. Now we're going to get some smoked pancetta, okay? So this is smoked streaky bacon, and we just cut it up into lovely little pieces, and it gives us that beautiful smokiness to it. So all you do with thyme is you just push it off the branch like that, okay? It's really easy. We don't even need to chop the thyme. So just push one way and pull the branch the other way. Now the rosemary. So it grows that way, so turn it the other way and just pull. And it takes all the rosemary off really easily. And then just bundle it all together. And then just run your knife through. So in with some oil. Okay, in with the pancetta first, and then in with the garlic. So while the pancetta and the garlic are cooking, take the fennel bulb. Now you can use onion or fennel. I prefer fennel. It's got a nice aniseed sort of flavour to it. Just cut the base off there, and then just treat it like an onion. So just scoop the fennel up, pop that straight in. So in the pan is where all the flavour is happening now. So we've got our fennel, we've got our garlic, we've got our pancetta or smoked bacon, whichever you can get hold of. We've got rosemary and thyme. So we're going to add a little piece of butter, and that'll just give a richness before we then add the chicken. So if we just pop that in, and we'll let that melt through. So we're going to take the chicken thighs. Now these are skinless and boneless, and all I'm going to do is score them about 1 centimetre in, and what that means is it'll cook even quicker. And then cut side into the butter. The chicken is starting to cook. It's going to take about 20 minutes simmering and reducing. So we're going to add in some liquid, a pint. So spring onions, we're going to add these in at the end because I don't want them to be sort of overcooked and just sort of disappear into the sauce. So we just slice the onions up, and then fresh parsley, okay? Flat leaf parsley I like to use, and we'll just chop that, roll it into a big ball, and just run your knife through it in kind of a rolling motion. Right, so the chicken has just simmered away. It should be nice and tender now. Sour cream, I like to add sour cream because it kind of gives a little bit of balance. So if you just pop that straight in, don't buy low fat because it will split when it boils. And then in with your spring onions and your parsley. So pop it straight in there and then give it a really good stir and get all those lovely flavors together. Just bring it up to the boil, and then it's ready for the pastry. I've got ready roll pastry here just to speed things up really. A little bit of flour on there as well. Just means that things won't stick and you can move it around. And then just lift it, fold it in, lift it, pop that in, pop it back, and then unfold it. Then you're not stretching the pastry, okay? And then just lift the pastry and push it in. So just lift the chicken, each thigh one at a time, get those into the pie, and then we'll add in the sauce after that. So just crack a couple of eggs, and then we will just very simply brush this around the edges, and then once we'll put the top on the pie, crimp it, and then egg wash it again just to give it that really beautiful glaze. So pop it in the middle, unfold it, okay? So just work the knife all the way around. I'm actually using the back of my knife rather than the sharpened edge because I'm just pressing the pastry away. Now to crimp, you need 2 fingers, you need your thumb and your finger, and then another finger like this, okay? I'm going to use my thumb. So just push it use the remaining egg wash and then just brush it. And the more you can do on here, the more golden and beautiful the pie will be. And then with a knife, what will happen is as this bakes, it will create steam. So if you don't put a little hole in the middle, the steam will burst the whole pie through. So just enough to let that steam out. And then we're going to garnish the pie up with some little sprigs of thyme. So just sprinkle a little bit of chopped fresh rosemary on the top as well. And then I like to put just a little bit of black pepper on there as well, just for some warmth. And then that is ready for the oven. So this pie has been in the oven for about 25-30 minutes and it wants to be beautiful and crisp, okay? And it's important this pie's got a base and a top. So the reason why I've put it in this enamel tin is that it means it will bake underneath and go nice and crispy. So just cut a really lovely portion. I'm just gonna whip my knife around the back there just to make sure it comes out nice and easily. And then we will just lift up. Now look at that beautiful filling and just pop that onto there. So that's how to make my absolute perfect chicken pie. So get yourself into the kitchen and make your own.